Hell's Paradise episode 5 anime review. So for this episode, we pick up after Sagiri, okay, having passed out, and then one of the Yamada clan members carries her. So she wakes up and finds Genji. Okay, Genji says to her, dude, you finally up. And he says something interesting, which is that he can't sense any insects around. So immediately when he said that, I thought to myself, do these Yamada clan members maybe have like some superpower or ninjutsu similar to Gibimaru and the rest of them? But spoilers, at the end of the episode, we find that, man. So she walks out of a cave and then finds everybody there. Gibimaru did manage to get them some food, but dude, if it was me, I'm not freaking touching any of that. I mean, imagine eating food or plants you found on an island like that, dude. Like, that shit could be poisonous. The probability of them being poisonous is so high. Why couldn't they have taken some lunch packs or some shit? Like, think ahead, guys, okay? One other thing that Gibimaru did was a quick reconnaissance of the island, okay, or part of the island. And then Yuzu actually asks a good question, which is that if he was to actually see the elixir, would he know it, right? And Gibimaru says that this is the first time he's actually been sent on a mission like this. He knows nothing about it. But in his mind, he keeps thinking about his master. He keeps on thinking about how immortal the old man was, which makes him think he might have some connection to the elixir. Man, and the interesting part about this whole discussion that we're having is that you just realize that these guys have so many obstacles ahead of them, right? Like I said before, it's not only them having to kill each other off, having to fight off against the creatures, but then again, they need to know what they're looking for. So it's like these guys are actually going on that island and they're blind. So as they're going on, it's a very intense session. The guys are trying to actually figure out where these creatures originate from. So one of the things that they mention is that these creatures actually don't have internal organs, okay? Then Yuzu says, oh, so what, they don't have dicks? I'm like, this girl's a pervert, bro. And then the other thing is that they're based on 2 different religions. So there's an element of them being fictitious, which alludes to the fact that there could be somebody who's actually, or something that's creating these creatures. The other thing that they also pick up, which is that these creatures seem kind of stupid, which is something that I also picked up, right? But if I was them, I wouldn't lower my guard because of that specific fact, okay? I just have a feeling that the more they actually go into the island, the more intelligent some of these creatures will start becoming, right? And we actually get to see remnants of that as the episode proceeds. Now, Gibimaru has a interesting take on it, which is that the fact that these creatures have no internal organs but are alive points to the fact that there is some element of immortality, right? Which I tend to agree with, and it excites him, okay? Because he now gets more hope that, what, if I get this thing, I can actually get the hell out of here and go see my wife, Damn, and as for Genji, bro, this guy's a savage. So he finally says what I've been low-key feeling inside, okay? Which is that Sagiri should basically go home, okay? That this is no place for a woman. And this is also an internal struggle that Sagiri is struggling with. You can actually tell, right? So Sagiri is sort of like royalty, but at the same time, she wants to be a warrior. So she's having that internal identity struggle, which I think actually is the reason why she's not able to perform as she's supposed to. And for some reason, the way they're just writing a character, you can tell that she's going to fuck some shit up. You can tell. Genji hits with another fact, though, which is that does she actually have the strength to kill somebody like Gibimaru? Which is a question I've been asking myself, because technically the monitors have to have the capabilities of executing the people they've been sent to monitor. But you can tell that there was no thought process put behind this whole mission. For number one, the Shogun just assumed that the Yamada clan members are stronger than all of the criminals. And we clearly see this. I mean, look at that one giant, bro. That guy took out his monitor so quick. Genji then proceeds to say that there's a difference between being a good sword tester, a good executioner, and being in the battlefield, right? That the battlefield requires a different kind of beast. I mean, one thing that Genji keeps on saying, bro, is that Sagiri is a woman. This dude, I'm thinking you better not trigger these feminists, bro. Damn, how could you blatantly say that? But okay, narratively speaking, because of the times of this particular series is taking place in, it makes sense why, you know, people would be sexist in that particular time. But damn, this dude wasn't holding back. Then we cut to Ito and Nurugai, right? And then what was crazy about this particular scene is that Ito dude, he doesn't give two fucks. This dude wants to get the hell away because he's seen too much, which makes sense. But the problem is that when he gets back on the mainland, they're gonna look at him some way, bro. You've been given a mission, you chose to abandon it. But unfortunately, on their way out, they run into this freaking octopus, okay? They run into these ships that have been destroyed, which speaks to, you know, what we've been suspecting, that going back home doesn't seem too safe when it comes to Hell's Paradise. And then we actually find out that everybody who leaves that island, okay, it's either there's a special current or it's an example by whoever mastermind is behind it, because we have seen ships go back. For example, the guys that go back with flowers in their eyes, right? And then all of a sudden they get into this huge battle, bro. And the one thing for me that was rating is the fact that, you know, Nurugai actually doesn't have powers, bro, or from what I can actually see, right? This kid, his background story is probably amongst the saddest. He just got arrested because his clan was seen as insurrectionist, right? Because they didn't want to live a similar lifestyle to the people of the Shogun. So they went to capture him, and the people that actually captured him, they disguised themselves. So he thought he was just trying to help, but he actually got his entire clan Itachi. Okay? They killed his entire clan, and that's the guilt on his back. But then they take this kid who doesn't seemingly have any powers, and they tell him to go bring back the elixir. I mean, dude, who's the mastermind behind this whole mission? I mean, this kid doesn't look like he's a samurai or has any special powers so far, okay? So yeah, and then I mean, Ito dude, he was struggling against that octopus, trying to chop off its hands. I mean, they barely just made it out, okay? And then Nurugai as well, he was running out of the will of living. But then fortunately, Ito convinces him, motivates him that, kid, you've got something to live for. And by some slim chance, they managed to get out of there. And I don't buy how those guys actually got the hell out of there, bro, because the circumstances were just so against them. Even if you look at like the size of the octopus, that was probably the most difficult creature we've ever seen so far in the series, right? And the fact that they were in water, how the hell did they chop that thing off, jump onto a ship, and manage to swim away? Bro, I ain't buying that. But nonetheless, they managed to make it to the mainland, and we actually find out that Nurugai is actually a chick, bro. That was hella funny. That was hella funny seeing my boy Ito get bricked up. You know, it was hella funny, I'm not gonna lie. And just a special mention, the dude Kisho, previous episode, who they told might be dangerous, the guy who was talking all shit that everything is gonna change in the island, they found this dude plant, like he was a plant. He was out of it. I mean, the one thing that makes me mad about this episode is the lack of common sense when it comes to some of these characters, bro. They all know how dangerous this island is, yet all of them just choose to ignore, you know, common sense. If I'm somebody on that island, I would definitely freaking want somebody to walk the hell out of there with me. Then we cut back to Gibimaru as well as Sagiri, and these two are very close, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like they're forming a great relationship, okay? I'm not gonna lie. If Gibimaru wasn't married, my boy would definitely be smashing, okay? One interesting thing that Gibimaru actually says to Sagiri is that she's actually strong, okay? And stronger than him, okay? I think he was being hyperbolic because that scene, I'm not sure if I wasn't interpreting it right. He was saying that she has more of practical strength, okay? I might need to just go back to refresh my memory, but I just thought that it was, you know, a notable comment from Gibimaru, and something that Sagiri should definitely be proud of, because Gibimaru, dude, he's up there, okay? From what we see anyway. Oh, dog. Then Sagiri runs into Genji, or Genji comes through, and then Sagiri confronts him, and he begs her that, dude, you know what? I might be a princess, but I definitely want to be a samurai and I want you to recognize me as such. And she gets on her knees. He says to her that this is no way for a samurai to behave. Okay? And then he tries to pull out his sword to sort of like attack her. And I mean, dude, Sagiri doesn't just dodge, she takes the sword from this guy. And this dude gets so triggered, he's talking about, don't you know that a sword is a samurai soul? Dude, who gives a shit? The fact that she managed to do that means that she's putting up the numbers, okay? She's coming through. So you need to defend, dude, okay? It's as simple as that. And then just when I thought, okay, we're about to see these two go at it, oh, flip. That big-ass giant that just took out that other guy pulls up, one-shots the hell out of Genji, bro. One shot, okay? I don't know if it's just a major injury of that or if that dude is dead, but that shit was crazy. But I can tell you now, this is probably a good setup to see Sagiri go crazy. Overall, cool episode. Let me know what you enjoyed about this particular episode. If you like the video, definitely leave a like, leave a comment. What did you enjoy? What are you excited about? What did I miss? And if you enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll check you guys next time.